Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the Ultimate Base 4.0. In today's episode, I honestly would like to clean up a few things, maybe explore more of space. I already got started by modifying this area right here. What I would like to be able to achieve is actually get into this aqua tuner room in order to do maintenance whenever I need to. And I also would like to include this liquid reservoir inside of this room. So we're kind of gonna make an overlap section here with a bunch of probably transformers or other minor details we need, such as the liquid reservoir. So I had to move everything over a little bit, which was slightly annoying, but now I got it, and we got the power cable here as well, which I'm gonna be able to remove once this connection here is established. So I'm gonna cave in a little bit with all the people complaining about the heavy watt wire. I really don't think it's that dramatic. But you know, for certain areas such as the new farm, we know we are gonna have this for a very long time, so it might be worth setting up the transformers here on the left side. The only issue right now, it is quite hot in here, and we will also have to actively cool them down. The reason I didn't do this previously, I wanted to have my power spine down the left or right side, and both have hot pockets of 1000 degrees that we just cannot deal with. So how exactly are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we have to remove the hot material. Let's get rid of that. I kind of want to allow the heat to distribute a little bit better. Oh no, overheated conveyor loader. What? Ah, I see, of course, we are getting about 80 degrees or so. Yeah, I did not think of that. So let's switch that to a different material. We can go with either iron or gold, and that should be enough. Or we just go with steel, because we have enough of it. By the way, now that we have a little bit more space in here, I should be able to set up my plastic ladders, get up there. I just want to see this power cable finished to take care of the rest. Also, now that we kickstarted the industrial sauna, I'm not dependent on the cooling loop anymore, so I decided to only ship the items up, and the cobalt volcano is gonna be cooled normally. By the way, I'm not nearly done here with the cobalt volcanoes. As soon as I have super coolant, we're gonna upgrade quite a few systems, and I have really wonderful endgame ideas that are actually translating my vision for this base to have modules, centralized cooling systems. Right now, of course, we are wasting all the potential that we could get out of them just by placing a steam turbine on top of it, having this set up like the gold volcanoes. However, what I much rather like to see is some supercoolant in here, just a little bit, with the rest being a vacuum. But yeah, of course, I agree. Power-wise, it would be smarter to just have the steam turbine, but I just really find this the boring method. I've done this in every playthrough. I just want this planetoid in the end to be very nifty and organized, not with steam turbines all over the place. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna regret my decision. I just don't think we're gonna be lacking the power looking at all this magma we still have to go through. Anyway, let's focus on what's important, and that is building this cable, as well as actually building the heat sinks for the additional rockets. I would like to be able to transfer the heat right over here to the next module, and then continue to the next, and so on. Right now, I think we can take another rocket launch. We have no asteroids nearby. All I need to do, not forget about this, is fill up the fridge here. And we're gonna put in anything edible we currently have at a high priority, so anything should be brought quite immediately. And with that out of the way, we open the doors and we set a new target. Let's see, we want to go into this direction probably, or did I mean to go over here? Might be interesting to see what's there as well. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna discover these two question marks. I can go 5 tiles over here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be worth it. I can even reveal 3 question marks. And there it goes, up for another launch. Good luck, good luck. Okay, now I probably want to make a little bit of space in order to set up the heatsink. There is a cable in the way as well. Yeah, I don't want that there. Oh, by the way, now that I got my first bristle berries, I should be cooking them up to gristle berries. Let's see if that is actually set. Yeah, gristle berry. We need to do that forever. And within consumables, let's make sure this is actually ticked off. Yeah, looks like I already did that previously. Very good. But yeah, now that we have that, we don't need to waste our dirt anymore. I'm definitely gonna get rid of 1 row of these meal wood. Maybe let's harvest them one more time. No, screw this. I don't wanna wait. I'm just gonna forget about it. We should now have more than enough food. Okay, I'm thinking we could use this thermal aqua tuner to take care of the farms of all the plants that are agreeable in 25 degrees or so. And then we could also start with a couple of transformers that are responsible to power up everything here with the rockets. I might also change that in the future, but for now, let's go ahead and set this up. And we just need some conductive wire going straight up. For now, I'm gonna lead it through the flooring there. And I guess I want to connect it this way. Now, this probably needs to be made out of steel, thinking about it. Not too sure yet. I guess we'll see what types of rockets we have on top of this. Yeah, wait. As a matter of fact, we should maybe make this future-proof already. So if I go straight up here with the last silo, maybe. Yeah, let's say we have 3 silos for sure. Then my cable should be going up in this direction. So I'm just going to bring this all the way up in order to connect it with this guy here. And we'll also go down this way in order to power up the elements of the rocket. Is this even necessary? Yeah, we also want to probably power up the gantries, right? Yeah, they do come with a power slot, so it would be good to power them up. And this way I only really have to make the 2 wires here out of steel. So give me steel wires. These guys here need to be exchanged. Yeah, I actually like that much better. The question is, are we gonna have multiple transformers or just the one? Maybe we have a transformer for each silo, but this would be okay. We can expand it all the way to this point. This is kind of the edge here. So we could easily fit 2 more transformers in here and then maybe even some aqua tuners if needed, but I don't think it's needed. All we want to do is transfer the heat here from the steel task all the way over to the steam room. Yeah, you know what? I actually really like that approach. So I think I'm gonna fill this out and connect it with the room so I can already make this a larger steam room. And all we really need to do for that is set up proper ladders and then already start to fill this out a little bit. I did not even notice, but the cable is already in place. So that is a straight line through and it can actually stop right here. So yeah, I still have my pump here. Well, I reinstalled it. So we can allow some of the gases to come in. So now it's time to separate all of these. I don't need that cable for now, and then I will be closing it off this way and open up the other side. Okay, now I've seen it fail for the first time. We actually had too much steam flashing, and I think one problem here is that I actually don't have it closed. And of course we are still leaking a little bit of heat, but you know, this is something I don't seem to be able to get across. Consider everything on the outside not important. I don't care about the heat here. This is going to be a vacuum or very thin atmosphere. Everything that I'm leaking outside of here, I absolutely don't worry or don't care, because eventually it's going to be so thin atmosphere that it simply doesn't matter. However, it matters that we are still getting some steam here, and I don't like that. So we're now really dependent here on May to explore something nice. Hopefully the fullerene isn't going to be too far away, but we might have to introduce another rocket. Let me see how far we are with the research right there. 346 points. Not too bad to get the large petroleum engine. Finally, new planetoid discovered. Let's check it out. What is it? Ooh, Inverato. Geodes, we got metal pore, peak light, normal radiation. It's got the liquid sulfur guys here and just a bunch of volcanoes, otherwise uninteresting. We got some wasteland and tundra. So we will find the sleet wheat here. This is really good. Can I? Yeah, I can probably not yet oversee the planetoid. So maybe I should just go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I might be able to make it back this way. By the way, I'm now down to 194 dream journals, which I think is the time to get new duplicants to replace dreamers 4 and 5, and maybe even get a 6th dreamer. I believe now with the bristleberries, we should be able to get our colony through, and we're already prepared until we get the sleet wheat grains. So we will easily be able to switch to berry sludge, and we don't even have to do anything about the kitchen. It's still just gonna work. The only issue we could have is once we are actually working with the gas range, because I'm not sure the auto sweeper is capable of reaching it. I also added a 2nd incubator, and now that I have enough critters, this is actually a really bad thing, because of course these guys now feel cramped. So yeah, unless I only want to keep 6 critters in here, which I might, because look at the plastic we already got. We got like 11.7 tons of plastic, and that's just running in the background. And if I put this to 6 critters max, then it's not going to be cramped. And we still get plenty of eggs to cook up. You know, I decided it's more important to get the question marks out of the way. We already know we want to land on this planetoid. The liquid sulfur guys here, as well as the sleet wheat. So there's no question really. Whoa, wait. Another planetoid discovered. Are you serious? Oh, this is amazing. The radiation planetoid. We got, what? Some saltwater guys here. That is good to know. Another water source. And even a polluted water vent. Nice. What? Steam vent as well. And it's a frozen friend. Holy cow, this is actually amazing. This is gonna solve all of our water problems. Uranium meteor shower. Wow, okay. And it's got some nice biomes as well, including the radioactive one. So these two planetoids are like the most important ones to discover after the initial ones. Okay, I really like that. Now I'm curious, can I make a move here? How do I only have 5 tiles left? This, I just don't get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm here. And now I can only go 5 tiles. I should be able to go 6. This is so weird to me. I don't get it. But I think someone said you only really have to get into orbit to be able to land it, even if you don't have 1 tile left. Good, now I'm thinking we could push this down further, and then for each level we can set up another power transformer. This would then allow me to, for instance, make this here independent of the big cables, and I could even hook up all of the ranch stuff here. Or maybe, considering the design, we might want to make this room even larger and add the power transformer to the cobalt volcano room. Yeah, sure, 1 large power transformer. Let me briefly check something. If I cut this cable here and maybe cut this cable there and come on, and there. So it is independent. How much do we have? 2.7 kilowatts. Yeah, the big problem really is the transit tube. Without that, we could easily power up everything. And it still means I need to get 1 large power cable in here. Yeah, I don't like that. But then setting up the power transformer here, does that really make much more sense? I mean, technically it makes more sense. We could even do something like that, have 3 or so, and then just expand this power room slightly. We could even make it so that we include the carbon dioxide vent and get rid of this steam turbine, include all of the gold volcano as well. And then that means we could ship the materials through the steam room in order to activate these steam turbines more frequently, and then maybe make a much larger cooling area for all the metals. This would mean we need to ship the metals through insulated tiles so they don't lose too much heat before actually getting to the room. And we could probably do that. Yeah, all of the metals would come down, then continue right here, combine with this guy, and the only issue would be this cobalt volcano, which probably first has to transport the metals down. This way, all we need to make sure is that the metal gets solidified so we can transport it. Yeah, I have to think about that. Alright guys, I've been working on this project now for quite a few cycles, so that I even missed some more catastrophic things that were happening, but you know, let's not worry about that too much. I've been working on this project here in order to expand it. My plan currently is that up here, this is all gonna be a vacuumed out room. Right now we do have a vacuum, and then at the bottom, this is all gonna belong to the steam room. So I'm gonna break through these walls and expand the steam room. We then have these large power transformers that I can use in order to ship up some power and, for instance, get rid of all the thick cabling here. And then right here we're gonna have our main metal cooling system, including the industrial sauna itself. So the goal is gonna be to only solidify the materials inside these rooms. I'm gonna make them considerably smaller, and we're just gonna have a layer of supercoolant at the bottom in order to solidify it. Then we're gonna bring the materials as hot as possible over, and we need to cover them up so they actually don't lose the heat. And then we're gonna be using this area here in order to cool it down, at least to the 200 degrees. And then of course it's gonna be going through this system here in order to bring it down to whatever we want. Right now I have an awful lot of carbon dioxide here, and I figured we're gonna include the carbon dioxide vent because it emits at 500 degrees, which is kind of insane, but also useful because we can use the heat. And now, instead of actually using a gas pump in order to get rid of the carbon dioxide and the extra steam, we're just gonna go ahead and crush it here at the bottom. So eventually all of this is gonna be opened up and the steam turbine will be gone. Then all of the carbon dioxide we usually have in this room right here is gonna come down to this spot where we're just gonna crush it. The way we're gonna do this is with mechanized airlocks. Let's go ahead and build some of these. Now let me see, we probably just need 1, or yeah, let's do it with 3. So we have 1 door here and 2 more doors there. What we need to do is have all doors open so the carbon dioxide can enter. Then we're gonna close this door first, and once that's done, we can close these 2 guys as well. And they're just gonna delete whatever gases we have here. How can we do this? Of course, we're gonna need an atmo sensor just to detect how much pressure we have in here. And if it is above the 20 kilograms or so, we're gonna try to crush it. So say we reach the 20 kilograms, then we wanna send a red signal. So this door is gonna close, and then just a moment later we want to close the other 2 doors. Now I wonder, maybe we could use a cheap effect by just not powering the 2 doors right here. And if we power the first door, then this door is going to be closed much sooner and the other 2 doors are just going to close with the slow animation. I mean, if that actually works, this would make it much easier than with complicated automation. I also moved my liquid reservoir over in the hopes I can actually fit another steam turbine, but I miscounted, so we'll eventually have to move it 1 more block over. Okay, as of this point, I think we can close it off and already breach through a couple of these. Allow the carbon dioxide to settle down. Okay, this is closed off. I'm gonna breach through this layer here first. Well, let's just go ahead and take it all apart. And then this layer can become mesh tiles. The steam turbine here I'm gonna take out, and then we can reroute all of the cabling. So it basically only goes through the right side and we can remove everything on the left side. And this will make this room so much cleaner. Now I gotta be a little bit careful with my cooling loop since it doesn't need to go through this part anymore. We can directly hop up here. Also removing the bridge so we can empty the loop. Gosh darn save game, it gets me every time. Good. Now also remove all of that piping. We don't need it anymore. As a matter of fact, we're not going to be needing this pump here either. And I'm also gonna get rid of the gas pump here. Another thing I wanted to do is make a little bit of a buffer for my natural gas, which I'm gonna set up here with a gas reservoir made out of steel. And it's just gonna go right there probably. I'm also gonna open up the gold volcano, get rid of this pump and the infrastructure. We are gonna do it differently. And I'm sorry, for some of you, I know this is annoying that I always change things, but that's how I play the game. The world develops into the ultimate base, and I don't always get it right the first time. But I also feel like one needs to be ready to make dramatic changes to your already existing designs. Don't be afraid to tear things apart to make them better. Now we can also connect all of the cables from the right side, and then we'll be able to get rid of this spine. Looks like I can take the cable here from my power transformer, and as far as I remember, I cannot hop over neutronium. Yeah, that is too unfortunate. So we'll have to get around here to power up the door. Got most of the right side hooked up. Let's prepare ourselves to remove the left side. We'll also have to replace the conductive joint plates with the mesh tiles. This also means we can get rid of whatever the heck I was thinking here. Let me just go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna show you the finished design. Okay, I'm so ready to wrap this up. Looks like carbon dioxide is accumulating a little bit while I was doing this. However, I think I'm now done and we can put it to the test. Basically now we have sorted out the power spine. I'm not quite happy with this solution just yet. However, I had to kind of make this a room still so the power control station is functional. I added a 3rd row of battery with its own smart battery that controls the petroleum generator. And I think, yeah, I still have to reroute the cabling. I want the lower smart battery to control the petroleum generators, and the upper one is controlling the natural gas generators. Natural gas is kicking in a little bit sooner, and the petroleum will kick in at 60 to 80%. The gold volcano is now part of the industrial sauna. I will be picking the stuff up and just transporting it over. It will then adapt to the temperature of the steam room until it is approximately here. Right here we have a vacuum, so it doesn't influence anything, and then we're sending it through here where I'm going to be picking up the cobalt as well. I first want the cobalt to actually go down into the steam room just like I had it before, and only afterwards it's coming through here. However, right here we then have the finalized cooling system that is gonna bring my metals down to usable temperatures. And then of course the cooling loop is just doing its usual thing. It will be cooling down all of the volcanoes, but only to the point that we need in order to solidify the materials. The materials will then be shipped over at a high temperature, and then of course I want to lead them through an insulated layer, and then as of this point they will be cooled down. I also had to find a solution in order to be able to dump my carbon dioxide from the natural generators, and currently it's just going down here. We have this high gas pressure vent. However, I also made a little mesh tile with a drop of petroleum that is gonna spread over to the right side, and every now and then it manages to spread over, and then we can also release a little bit more of the carbon dioxide. I shielded off the wall right here. As a matter of fact, I probably want to do something like this, have this insulated accumulate it and then hopefully get some of the temperature over here in order to distribute it from the carbon dioxide vent. Now, of course, this guy can only run at 5 kilograms or below it. And looking at this, we have 26 kilograms of steam in here. So that's a no-go. And I might have to come up with another solution, but my hope is that eventually I can get rid of the steam in here and it's just going to be carbon dioxide. Maybe I have to narrow this down a little bit. And then, of course, I have my Atmos sensor right here. Currently, I have it set to 20 kilograms. I might be putting it one block over so it detects the steam as well. Yeah, I think I might actually do that right away. Just get rid of that. And what this is basically doing is it's running into a AND gate, and only if the right atmosphere is here, so if we have above 20 kilograms, and also when this timer sensor is active, we're gonna send a green signal. The sensor I set to 10 seconds green duration and 5 seconds red duration, and what this is doing is basically opening up for 10 seconds and then closing it for 5 seconds. 5 seconds is just enough to close the doors that are unpowered, and then within the 10 seconds some of the steam can accumulate here. You can see we have 13 kilograms of steam on the top and about, what is this, 500 grams of carbon dioxide at the bottom. And now this is closing, this door is closed, and we still have the carbon dioxide and the steam in here at 14 kilograms, and all of this just gets deleted. And now I want to rinse and repeat that until I can get rid of this carbon dioxide, and hopefully if we only have a little bit of carbon dioxide here, the carbon dioxide vent is capable of erupting. Yeah, so I'm curious as to how this is turning out. Right now it is overpressured, but you can see where I'm going with this. In the next episode I will be reactivating the volcanoes. I'm not gonna show it to you because, well, we're just encasing them basically in the same way like this, so that I still have enough space for a conveyor loader and auto sweeper. The bottom layer I'm then gonna fill up with supercoolant. That is the only layer that I'm cooling down, and then as soon as it is solidified I will be picking it up and bringing it through the steam room so we can actually dump the heat and gain that precious power. But yeah, I need a break. It took me all day to make this episode. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.